Hello, good morning to all. My name is Kiran Kumar. The subject is joint stock companies. The subject is joint stock companies. And the topic is annual general meeting, extraordinary general meetings. Annual general meeting and extraordinary general meetings. This is in continuation of the last class, the company meetings. The company meetings. In this class, I am going to explain very clear about the procedure of conducting annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting. The procedure of conducting annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting. How the annual general meetings are conducted in a joint stock company and the procedure of conducting extraordinary general meetings. In the last class, I have clearly explained about this statutory meeting and board of directors meeting. Here, the today's session is linked with the previous session, that is the continuation of company meetings. That is the continuation of company meetings. So, I would like to give a brief explanation and a brief review about the company meetings as well as a brief review about the points on statutory meeting and board of directors meeting, which I have explained in the last video, the last session, very clearly. Here the statutory meeting is held with the shareholders throughout the lifetime of a giant stock company only once. The statutory meeting is conducted only once throughout the lifetime of a giant stock company. Here the point we need to observe is the statutory meeting is held only one time throughout the existence of a joint stock company. After receiving the certificate of commencement of business, after receiving the certificate of commencement of business from the ROC, there is an authority, that is ROC. What is this ROC? ROC is the registrar of companies. ROC is the registrar of companies. After receiving the certificate of commencement of business from the registrar of companies, the directors or the promoters have to plan to conduct a statutory meeting with the shareholders after 1 month and within the 6 months after receiving the certificate of commencement of business. After receiving the certificate of commencement of business. And the statutory meeting is conducted only once throughout the lifetime of a joint stock company. The statutory meeting is conducted only one time throughout the existence or the lifetime of a giant stock company. And at the side of shareholders, at the side of shareholders, this is the very first meeting with the shareholders. This is the very first meeting to the shareholders. And company secretary will send an intimation to the shareholders. The company secretary send an invitation or a notice. We call it as a notice. We call it as a notice to the shareholders. At least the company secretary the company secretary will send the company secretary will send at least the company secretary will send a notice, a meeting notice to all the shareholders at least 21 days in advance by mentioning the date, time, and venue of the meeting. The date, time, and venue of the meeting. Here in this meeting, a statutory report is prepared. A statutory report is prepared by the board of directors and it has to be filed with the registrar of companies. Here in this meeting, the matters which are related or the discussions held on the matters related to the formation of a joint stock company. The formation of a joint stock company. Here the formation procedure contains the detailed information about the memorandum of association and articles of association, and the important step in view of the shareholders is the procedure for allotment of shares. The procedure for allotment of shares and the preliminary expenses incurred, if any, is discussed in the statutory meeting with the shareholders. Is discussed in the statutory meeting with the shareholders. Here the point is, it is to be conducted within the 6 months. It is to be conducted within the 6 months after receiving the commencement of business certificate from the registrar of companies. From the registrar of companies. And it is conducted only once throughout the lifetime of the company. This is second point. And the matters related to the formation, the procedure of incorporation, it means the matters which are there in the memorandum of association and articles of association. The matters which are there in the memorandum of association and articles of association and the details which are available in the prospectus. The details which are available in the prospectus and a very clear information about the procedure for allotment of shares, and a very clear information gives a very clear information to the shareholders about the allotment of the procedure for allotment of shares, and a detailed reports to be prepared is called a statutory report, is called a statutory report, and the same should be submitted, and the same should be submitted to the register of companies, register of companies. So this is about statutory meeting. The next one, board of directors meeting. The total meetings the company may conduct to the shareholders or in the company to discuss various issues, that is statutory meeting, board of directors meeting, annual general meeting, and extraordinary meeting, extraordinary meetings. These four kinds of meetings may conduct in the joint stock company in their routine business activities, in their routine business process. Here, out of these four, the statutory meeting is conducted only once with the shareholders, that is very first time with the shareholders after the allotment of shares to them. In the second meeting, and the meeting which is conducted regularly in the joint stock companies to monitor the progress of the business is board of directors meeting, is board of directors meeting. Here the board of directors meeting is also called as, it is also called as directors meeting. The board of directors meeting is also called as directors meeting. The directors will generally conduct meetings regularly or frequently to review the progress of the business, to review the progress of the business. Generally they meet frequently, the board of directors will meet frequently to inquire, to conduct the meetings, to review the progress, to review the progress of the meetings, to review the progress of the meetings. Here, one third of the directors in the total directors needs to be present to conduct the meeting, needs to be present to conduct the meeting. This is called as quorum. The minimum numbers needs to be presented to conduct the meeting in a board of directors meeting. Otherwise, the meeting is adjourned and the meeting is conducted in the next week of the same day and same time. The next week of the same day and same time. And a special officer, and an officer will issue a notice, will send to a notice to the directors to attend the meetings before 14 days in advance, in advance. In the board of directors meetings, they will discuss the progress, the business progress of a joint stock company, the business progress of a joint stock company, or any changes in the memorandum of association or any changes in the articles of association to be made or to be required in order to the development process of a joint stock company. Here the board of directors conducts meeting, at least 4 meetings needs to be conducted, that is 3 months, one meeting in every 3 months. They review the process or the progress of the business, and they'll take decisions collectively in order to increase the progress of the business. If the quorum is not present in the board of directors meeting, the meeting is adjourned and the meeting is conducted in the next week, the same day and same time. Here, one third of the board of directors, including managing directors, need to be present to conduct a board of directors meeting. Here, the point we have to concentrate is minimum members should be present to conduct the board of directors meeting, and a special person or officer needs to be sent a notice to the board of directors to attend the board of directors meeting 14 days advance. And in this meeting, generally they discuss the issues like any changes to be made in the memorandum of association or any changes to be made in the articles of association. In order to increase the performance or the progress or develop the business, the decisions will be taken collectively in the board of directors meeting. So this is about, I have very clearly explained in the last session or last video, and in this video also I have given a brief about statutory meeting and board of directors meeting, because it is the continuation of today's class, that is annual general meetings and extraordinary meetings. Annual general meetings and extraordinary meetings. And the class is the session today. I will discuss that I am going to discuss very clear about annual general meetings. Annual general meetings. According to section 166 of Indian Companies Act, every company must hold a meeting of shareholders in each calendar year. Such a meeting is called annual general meeting. As per the section 166 of Indian Companies Act, each and every company has to conduct a general meeting in each and every financial year or calendar year with the shareholders, with the shareholder. Such meeting is called annual general meeting. Such meeting is called annual general meeting. The main purpose of is to enable the shareholders to know the progress and prospectus of the company. The first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the company. From the date of incorporation of the company. Here the points to be considered, to be remembered here is, as per the section 166, as per the section 166 of Indian Companies Act, each and every company needs to be conduct a meeting every calendar year with the shareholders. This meeting is called annual general meeting. The name itself, it is annual. The name itself, it is a annual. So annual means every year it is needs to be conducted the board of directors with the shareholders about the progress of the company. They have to discuss, they have to explain the progress of the company to the shareholders, to the shareholders. The main purpose of is to enable the shareholders to know the progress and prospectus of the company. The main purpose, the main purpose is to is to enable the shareholders to know the progress and prospectus of the company. It means this meeting is needs to be conducted by the directors every year with the shareholders, and the shareholders, this company, this meeting explains the progress and prospectus of the company to the shareholders, to the shareholders. The first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the company. The first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of company. Here we have to concentrate the points. Here we have to concentrate the points is annual general meeting will be conducted in each and every calendar year with the shareholders. It explains the progress and prospectus of the company to the shareholders. The first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the company. The first annual general meeting, the first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the company. Okay, so as per the section 166 of Indian Companies Act, as per the section 166 of Indian Companies Act, every company must hold a meeting of shareholders in each calendar year. Such a meeting is called annual general meeting. Such a meeting is called annual general meeting. Each and every company needs to conduct a annual meeting with the shareholders to give information about the progress of the company to the shareholders. And the first meeting should be held within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the joint stock company. The first annual general meeting of company must be held within 18 months, within 18 months from the date of incorporation of the company, from the date of incorporation of the company. The interval between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. The interval between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. This meeting should be held on a working day during business hours at the registered office of the company or at some other place within the city in which the registered office is located. The meeting should be held on a working day during business hours at the registered office of the company or at some other place within the city in which the registered office is located. Within the city in which the registered office is located. Not less than 21 days notice. Not less than 21 days notice in writing must be served on each shareholder to call the meeting. To call the meeting. Here the interval between two annual general meetings, the interval between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. It should not. The gap between, in general, the annual general meeting should be conducted. The annual general meeting should be conducted every annum, every calendar year with the shareholders in the joint stock company. And if there is any gap, if there is any delay in any reasons, with any reason, but the gap should not be the between the gap or the interval or the gap between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. The interval between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. Should not be more than 15 months. This meeting should be held on a working day. This meeting should be held on a working day during business hours at the registered office of the company or at some other place within the city in which the registered office is located. The meeting, here the point is the gap between two annual general meetings. The gap between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. Should not be more than 15 months. Here every 12 months an annual general meeting needs to be conducted, and the 3 months is an additional gap, but the gap should not, it should not exceed 15, which means it should not go into a 16th month. The meeting should not conduct after 15 months, that in 16th month it should be conducted. The gap should be 15 months maximum, and this meeting should be held on a working day during business hours at the registered office of the company or at some other place within the city in which the registered office is located. Here, another important point is the meeting should be held only on the working day. It should not conduct on holidays. It should not conduct Sundays or festivals or other holidays. The meeting should be held on a working day only, in business hours, during business hours. It means the morning 10 to 5 or 6. Morning 10 to 5 or 6. Okay, it should be compatible, feasible to all the shareholders. It will be convenient to all the shareholders, and the meeting place is at the registered office or other place within the city which the office is located, which the registered office is located. The meeting place is within the building, in the registered office, the building which is situated, the register office, and within the city at some other location, that within the city of the registered office is located, and not less than 21 days notice in writing must be served on each shareholder to call the meeting. Not less than 21 days notice in writing must be served on each shareholder to call the meeting. Here a meeting notice needs to be issued to each and every shareholder before 21 days, and it is an information or intimation to the shareholders and invitation to the shareholder that to attend the meeting at a particular place and in a particular day and time. Here the points is the gap between two annual general meetings. The gap between two annual general meetings should not be, the gap between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. One point. The second point, the meeting should be conducted on a working day and within the business hours in the registered office building itself. If not, another place within the city in which the registered office is located. Another place within the city in which the registered office is located. And an intimation needs to be sent to the shareholders not less than 21 days in writing. It should be in writing, and it gives information about the place and time, day and date of the meeting. The place, day and date and time of the meeting. The balance sheet, profit and loss account, auditor's report copies should be sent to shareholders 21 days before this meeting. The balance sheet, profit and loss account, auditor's report copies should be sent to shareholders 21 days before this meeting. At least 5 members must be present in case of public limited company and 2 in case of private company to form the quorum. Here another important point is the copies of the balance sheet, and the profit and loss account copies, and the auditor's report that shows the progress or the assets, liabilities or profit or the capital or if any, that copies should be sent to the shareholders along with meeting notice 21 days advance before the meeting is going to be conducted. Here the balance sheet, profit and loss account, the balance sheet and other reports, auditors reports, the balance sheet, profit and loss account and other reports needs to be submitted to each and every shareholders. The copies should be sent to each and every shareholder. Before 21 days in advance. Before 21 days in advance of this meeting. At least 5 members must be present in case of public limited company and 2 in case of private company to form the quorum. At least 5 members must be present in case of public limited company and 2 in case of private company to form the quorum. Here the quorum is the minimum number should be present in the meeting to conduct the meeting. Here the quorum means the minimum number of persons needs to be present in the meeting to conduct the meeting. In case of a public limited company, the quorum of 5 members must be present. In case of a private company, only 2 members as a quorum to be present in the meeting. The business conducted at the annual general meeting is the matters or the business, the information will be discussed. The information is discussed at the annual general meeting is routine business. The routine business is approval of annual reports. The routine business is approval of annual reports, adoption of directors report and auditors report, declaration of dividend, appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration, appointment of directors in place of retiring directors. Here, the business or the information or the discussions is taking place in the annual general meeting of a giant stock company. The routine business is approval of annual reports. That is, every year's profit and loss account, balance sheet, and auditor's report, and if any information related to the progress of the giant stock company. Adoption of director's report and auditor's report, and declaration of dividend. This is the very important point. It shows the progress of the giant stock company. It shows the progress of a giant stock company. Here, declaration of dividend. The how much profit a company earned in that financial year, and in that how many shareholders are there, and the total profit is divided into different types of shares as a profit, that we call it as a dividend. So the total declaration of dividend is known in the annual general meeting, annual general company meetings, and appointment of auditors and fixing their remunerations. And if need of any auditors, if any auditors need, generally business is growing, there is a need of auditors. And in this annual general meeting, it is a routine business activity, that is the appointment of auditors and fixing their remunerations. Appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration. And appointment of directors in place of retiring directors. Appointment of directors in place of retiring directors. If any person, if any director after attaining his superannuation, or if they want to retire from his services, the new director will be appointed in the place of, the new director is appointed in the place of retiring director. So this activity or the appointment of these directors in place of retiring directors is discussed in the annual general meeting of a giant stock company. Here, the first one is approval of annual reports, adoption of directors report and auditors report, declaration of dividend, appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration, appointment of directors in place of retiring directors, approval of annual reports, adoption of directors report and auditors report, declaration of dividend, appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration, appointment of directors in place of retiring directors. And the special business that is future plans of the company, changes the memorandum of association, changes the articles of association. The special business is the future plans of the company, the changes the memorandum of association and changes the articles of association. Generally, these points are discussed in every board of directors meetings to review the progress of the company. The same, if they take, if any decisions was taken in the board of directors meetings, that discussions is placed in the annual general meetings. That is future plans of the company. That is future plans of the company. And changes in the memorandum of association. That is, if they need any additional capital to increase the business activity, so that is discussed in the annual general meeting. And changes in the articles of association, if any. Changes in the articles of association, if any. So these are the special business. The routine business is approval, adoption, director's report, declaration of dividend, appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration, and appointment of directors in place of retiring directors. And in the special business is future plans of the company, change the memorandum of association, change the articles of association, etc. If a company fails to hold this meeting, if a company at any circumstances, at any circumstances, if a company fails to hold, fails to conduct this meeting, the company and every officer in default is punishable. The company and every officer in default is punishable with a fine up to rupees 500 and up to rupees 250 for every day of continuous default. The company and every officer in default is punishable. The company and every officer in default is punishable with a fine up to rupees 500 and up to rupees 250 for every day of continuous default. The proceedings of this meeting should be recorded as minutes. The proceedings of this meetings should be recorded as minutes. The proceedings of these meetings should be recorded as meetings. Copies of all resolutions should be sent to the registrar within 30 days of this meeting. The copies of all resolutions should be sent to the registrar within 30 days of this meeting. Here the point is, if any company fails to conduct the annual general meeting, if any company fails to conduct an annual general meeting, the company and every official, every officer is in default is punishable with a fine up to rupees 500 and up to rupees 250 for every day continuous default. The proceedings of these meetings should be recorded as minutes. The proceedings of these meetings should be recorded as minutes. Whatever the discussions held in the meetings, whatever the discussions or the decisions taken in the annual general meetings should be recorded as a minutes of the meeting, and it should be recorded in a separate register, and it is called as a minutes of the meeting. Copies of all resolutions should be sent to the registrar within 30 days of the meetings. Here, if any decision is taken after the discussions, if any decision is taken in front of the shareholders and the board of directors or agree to implement anything and the decision is taken, that is called as resolution, that needs to be implemented, the decision to be implemented is a resolution. That resolution or the copies of all resolutions should be sent to the registrar within 30 days of this meeting. Copies of all resolutions should be sent to the registrar within 30 days of this meeting. And extraordinary general meetings. Extraordinary general meeting. This is held in between two annual general meetings This is held in between two annual general meetings. Any meeting other than the statutory meeting and general annual general meeting is called extraordinary general meeting. Transacting some urgent or special business which cannot be postponed till the next annual general meeting. Transacting some urgent or special business which cannot be postponed till the next annual general meeting. Here the point is the extraordinary general meeting. The extraordinary general meeting is held in between two annual general meetings. There is a meeting called statutory meeting that is conducted only first time throughout the lifetime of the company, and there is another meeting called board of director meetings. The directors will frequently communicate by conducting the meeting to review the progress of the company. That is held 4 times in a year. At least the meetings should be conducted 4 times in a academic financial year. And annual general meeting. Annual general meeting. The annual general meeting is held in every year with the shareholders to discuss the progress of the company. And balance sheet, profit and loss account, and everything details the balance sheet, profit and loss account, and the copies of auditor's report sent to each and every shareholders before 21 days advance. And this meeting should be held, should be conducted within the register location of the register office at some other location, the city which the register of located, and it should be conducted on the working day within the business hours, and there is no interval or gap between, that is more than 15 months into annual general meetings. And extraordinary general meeting. Here the extraordinary, the name itself is extraordinary. Generally, up to now, the point to be considered is statutory meeting, board of directors meeting, and annual general meetings. Only 3 different meetings are there. That is, the statutory meeting is only once, that is over. And generally, the board of directors will meet every 3 months, that is a regular process. And every year, a meeting is conducted with the shareholders, that is also a regular process in every year. And here the extraordinary general meeting, if there is any urgency, there is a need to conduct a special meeting with the shareholders. It is another than a statutory meeting and other than a annual general meeting. It is held in between two annual general meetings. Any meeting other than the statutory meeting and annual general meeting. Any meeting other than the statutory meeting and annual general meeting. It is any meeting other than the statutory meeting and annual general meeting. The transactions need some urgent or special business which cannot be postponed till the next annual general meeting. Here, the importance of extraordinary general meeting is some of the issues cannot be postponed till the conduct of annual general meeting. Some of the issues cannot be postponed. Some important issues needs to be taken. The decisions needs to be taken immediately in the running business of a joint stock company. In that situations, there is a need to conduct extraordinary general meeting, and it is held in between the two annual general meetings. Two annual general meetings. Two annual general meetings. Here there are four kinds of meetings. There are four kinds of meetings: statutory meeting, board of directors meeting, board of directors meeting, and annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting. Extraordinary general meeting. In a routine process, each and every joint stock company, in a routine process of a joint stock company, in the business of a joint stock company, conducts a statutory meeting only once throughout the existence or lifetime of a joint stock company. And a board of directors meeting is conducted every 3 months to review the progress or to discuss about the future plans of a company. And if the quorum is not present, that is 1/3 of the directors are not present in the meeting is postponed to the next week, same day, same time. Same day and same time. And it is very necessary to conduct a directors meeting, board of directors meeting, or directors board meeting. Directors board meeting for every 3 months, that is at least 4 times in a year, at least 4 times in a year in every joint stock company. In every joint stock company. And annual general meeting needs to be conducted. An annual general meeting needs to be conducted in every year with the shareholders. In every year with the shareholder to discuss and to show the progress of the joint stock company. And the gap between two annual general meetings should not be more than 15 months. And a copy of balance sheet, profit and loss account, and auditor's report to be sent to the each and every shareholders in advance. And the meeting is conducted on the working day. The location, the same location where the registered office is located, and during the business hours. And the proceedings of the annual general meetings are recorded as a minutes of meeting. Is recorded as a minutes of meetings. Is recorded as a minutes of meetings. And if any resolutions taken, any decisions taken in the annual general meetings, those are called resolutions. All resolutions will be submitted, the resolutions needs to be submitted in the register of companies. Apart from all these meetings, in some situations it is needs to be conducted a extraordinary general meeting. Some of the decisions some of the important decisions may not have a chance to postpone till the conduct of the annual general meetings. In that situations, it is a need to conduct extraordinary general meeting. Extraordinary general meeting. This meeting is held in between two annual general meetings, and it is especially for the purpose to conduct the issues, the transactions, or special business which cannot be postponed till the next annual general meeting. Here in this session, I have clearly explained what is a statutory meeting and what is a statutory reports needs to be prepared in the statutory meeting. The last class I have explained statutory meeting, statutory report, and in this class also I have explained the same, and annual general meeting. Annual general meeting and the procedure of conducting annual general meeting. And the procedure of conducting annual general meeting. The procedure of conducting annual general meeting. And what is an extraordinary general meeting? And what is the difference between this annual general meeting and the extraordinary general meeting? What is an extraordinary general meeting and what is the difference between the extraordinary annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting? I have explained very clearly. And in the next session, I will explain the same, that is extraordinary general meeting and the procedure to conduct extraordinary general meeting. The extraordinary general meeting and the procedure to conduct extraordinary general meeting. Okay, thank you.